welcome to the Quint. I don't know if this accounts to saying welcome to the Quint or what, but when you were doing interviews for your book, Healed, you said that the illness sort of came to you in a way that it was a learning for you to sort of slow down and take stock of, the situation and how you were taking things for granted. Is that message coming back to you today in some way?
Absolutely, absolutely. It just kind of what I went through really kind of prepared me in a way to deal with present situation, uh, and just made me realize that I need to just focus in the present, not tomorrow, not day after, not after the lockout, not when the lockout's gonna get over, and when initially, I also kind of got really. I had an anxiety
Hmm.
because I was working till early March, and so a lot of things started playing. And I have elderly parents with me, so I felt I was responsible. If anything happens to me, it's not only me who gets impacted; everybody around me gets impacted. So that kind of concerned me a bit. And but as the time passed, and I was just smiling to myself, it's just repertoire of the situation of the fear psychosis that I lived with. Though in cancer, after treatment, during my treatment, we didn't know how the treatment was working. So for 6 months or 4 months, I was living in a limbo. And then after the treatment, there were 3 years time where I had to wait to finally start feeling safe.
Yeah.
So that was a much longer period, um, but it reminded me of that. And in a way, just kind of made me say to myself that I need to be focused about present situation, present day, each day.
But do you feel stronger? Do you feel better equipped? I'm sure you do.
The thing is, as days progress, and as days, like after 2 weeks passed, and one gets used to following, making a rhythm of a day, make a schedule. Like in the mornings, I do my walks. I have a small terrace. I do gardening there. So my whole morning goes in that. I mean, I have picked up gardening. I have picked up listening to audiobook. We tend to watch Netflix and movies and stuff like that. And then evenings is mom, dad, and me and my house staff. We all sit together and share stories. And basically, it's we try to be calm, happy in given situation. What I have also learned during my recovery time is that physical activity is a must. So whatever way, either in the kitchen or cleaning the house or gardening or walking around or dancing, putting on the music and dancing or doing whatever. People can think I'm crazy because in my terrace sometimes I have my headphone and I'm just jumping around. And it's just that physical activity to keep yourself happy, and also exercise is a must.
Anything in
Also,
particular that you're missing that, that you usually do, but it's not a part of your daily routine now?
see, normally for me, I'm basically a loner. I'm basically a homebound, and I hardly socialize and I hardly go out. Occasionally, once a week, maybe twice, I'll have a meeting outside, or I'll friend over for a dinner, and so 90% of the time, this is what I do in the house any which ways if I'm not working. And so I'm pretty comfortable in my space, but just the fact that one can't go, that makes it tougher, but then it's I guess it's a part of a disciplining your mind and saying, okay, it's not that bad. People have gone through a worse situation, and we are blessed that we have a home.
You did say that you were a workaholic. You were working 16 hours a day, shooting like 3 films back to back. How do you think that Manisha would have taken this sort of? Because I'm sure there's a metamorphosis that has happened in the years. How do you think back in the day you would have reacted to a lockdown situation that we're seeing now?
My God, I think that would have been really hard for me. That would have been really tough for me to sit at home. Those days, there was no concept of being at home or being in my alone space and being my own, you know. Um, I always was surrounded either with work people or my group of friends.
I want you to pick your favorite, something that you would want to recommend to everyone, but it can't be Maska.
If people haven't watched Crown, I love Crown. I have loved Sacred Game. I think the whole world has loved Sacred Game so bad. And House of Cards, of course. I watched some kind of a mysterious but psychological thriller called Freud. It's on Sigmund. They've taken Sigmund Freud's name, but it's not in his life. But it's quite a nice thriller, murder mystery kind of a situation. Um, I watch lots than I remember right now. I tend to watch back to back and binge watching.
Watch.
So there are days I'm so unproductive. I'm just watching, but I say, okay, now what the hell? This is it. That, and I'm right now in middle of Ozark. Today I watched Badla.
Oh, how did
But
you like it?
I loved it. I loved it. I think it was very intelligently made and loved Amit Ji. I think he has a great screen presence and Tapsi is brilliant in every film that she does.
Do you think this will change something in us? Like, do you think we will come out better or, I don't know, different in some way after this?
I think because the disease does not care whether you're rich or poor, you're black or white or yellow or this or that, and it really doesn't care. So somewhere the whole of humanity would definitely collectively feel that we are one. Because as one, we're facing this challenge, whether you are in America or Italy or India or Nepal or anywhere, whichever part of the world, we all are facing this fear and this crisis together. So somewhere this has linked us all and reminded all of us
Yeah.
of the common humanity that we share. And I can only say that only good can come out of this, because it has reminded us that how fragile our life is.
What is it that sort of lifts your spirit when you're feeling low? What is it that you tend to do? If you're overthinking, what is it that one thing that sort of is like a pick me up?
There's loads. I have over the years found a couple of things which helps me. One is completely to watch movies and stuff like that, something light, or go dig into a really light reading book. I have a kit of painting. I paint, so it's just a stress buster. Um, or audio book, or go to the garden, just lie down on the floor of the garden, look at the skies and look at the cloud and just be with the nature and focus on the koel and focus on the parrot. And nowadays we started seeing sparrows had vamooshed from Mumbai city. Now I'm seeing two sparrows are trying to make a nest somewhere on the terrace, and I'm saying, yeah, please come home. So little things, mind obviously will get anxiety. Mind obviously will start feeling suffocated when we're not allowed to step out. This it's obviously we're gonna feel all that, and it's gonna be very real. But what we really need to remember is it worth stepping out and being open? All we have to do is find a certain rhythm within our four walls. And when we look at Nelson Mandela, who've been in prison for like many years, just had a small little window from his jail. And imagine he had no nothing, and for years and years and years he had no idea. So if there is, so that means all of us carry that strength within us.
On that note, I will say thank you so much for doing this, ma'am. And
I
I hope that you, your family members, everyone at your home, they help everyone safe, and we come out of this stronger and better.
absolutely. Take care.
Thank you.
Pleasure talking